We're talking Auger and Chute assembly installed into the Weber SmokeFire EX6. So hold on. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Everyman. This episode is going to be about installing the new Weber Auger and Chute assembly into my SmokeFire EX6. Now some folks are just replacing the auger, but I received the whole assembly from Weber and decided, okay, I'm going to follow the directions and put that in. So this video is going to step by step through how I did that. If you just want to put the auger in, hey, no problem. I know the burning question is, did this fix the problem? The short answer is yes, it appears to be working fairly well, and I've held 600 for about an hour. I'm not really sure why I'd ever hold 600 for an hour, but it does do it. So let's get on with the video and you see how I made out. Steps 1 through 3 are to remove all the grates, vaporizer bars, the hangers, and the little chute that's here. Yep, kind of dirty in here, clean it up after, but let's go to the back. The next step is to remove the hopper engine panel, so I'm going to take those screws out and we'll get it opened up. Now here's something really interesting. That is a Rev F auger motor right there. So the next step is to disconnect the wiring harness for the igniter and for the blower fan right here. So let me do that. Plug this small harness from the motor and back out a screw here and take this screw off so I can get this auger out of here. There's one. There's two. Those over there. And I'm just going to slide this out, and I expect the, I'm going to have pellets go everywhere. Actually, not bad. There it is. It's a Rev F. Well, we'll carry on here. Now we're taking off the hopper lid. When you take off those acorn nuts, there's a washer behind it. When you take the lid off, there's a fastener plate inside the hopper. Just make sure you collect all that so that you don't have washers falling all over the place and that you have those fastener plates when you go to put the lid back on. I forgot to do it. The instructions say to do it. Just a tip. Okay, so the hopper's coming off. You've got this acorn here, one here. So you got the two inside. I don't know if you can have this one here, and then one more on this side, right there. All right, everything's off. I'm just going to lift this off. Yeah. lock the caster down. Alright, now that the caster's locked down, let's try this again. I'm going to pick this guy up. Now, it says just put it on its side, but this is the lead for the thermocoupler inside the pit, so we want to be real careful with that. Some pellets kicking in. Well, I got this off, maybe I'll do a little maintenance. Lighting's pretty crappy, but I'm going to take these 3 screws right here. You probably noticed that the guard's not on there because I had taken those off earlier. Taking it off earlier. So these 3 screws, which are a flathead, or if you got a nut driver, yeah, I'd recommend that. Let's go get one. Okay, so I went and got a nut driver because it just makes it a little less painful than that flathead. Now, as I said, I had taken that guard off so I could vacuum out that chute to get that auger out without a ton of pellets flying all over the place. And I dropped it, but I got this drop cloth so it caught it. And I missed a screw. It's a hex, and the Allen wrench comes with the kit. And it's got that one more right there. Okay, so it's out of there, but that one right there is, you're going to need an Allen wrench for that. That's definitely not in the instructions. But no problem, we got it done. Alright, so the new one's in there. Took a couple of minutes to get it oriented right. One of the things that, like I said, you want to use a nut driver here, and then you need an Allen wrench here. But on this side, when you're placing this in, and you're putting this in here, you got to work around these wires, these wiring harnesses, and the thermocouple, because you don't want to nick those. And there's also a screw, can't really see it, it's black. You can kind of see it, it's right back there underneath the chute. This gets caught on it, but you wiggle it in there, you can get the right orientation, and then you can get a set screw in it. Okay, so the auger assembly it's in place now, and next step is we'll get this thing back on the cooker. Hold on. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm dancing around trying to get the thermocoupler cable out of the way so I can slide that auger into the cooker. And it just takes a little bit to get it lined up. Of course, I gave it a little crank to make sure that it got in there. But it'll go. Just take your time. Okay, so here you gotta kind of fart around with it to get everything to line up and seat properly. Working on getting the bolts to line up on the bottom there, and then checking the top to make sure that that cable from the thermocoupler is not binding against anything, against the cooker or against the hopper. Alright, all I'm doing here is just running the bolts in the bottom and on both sides. Just finger tight. I left a little slack in them in case I had to move around the top. Here, just really putting on the acorns and the washers and then tightening everything up. So I'm just going to move on to the next part. Pretty much a useless camera angle here, but I'm just plugging the fan and the auger motor in and the igniter in.
A couple wires moving freely, so that's good. We want that. Hook up this igniter. And blower. Hey, got it going the wrong way. There you go. It's all in. All right, I'm gonna put this cover back on. It's back together. All right, it's all back together. The lid on the hopper's on. I didn't videotape that, but there's a bunch of little washers on there, so when you're taking it off and putting it back on, just don't forget, you know, there's washers on each one of those. So let's fire it up and see what happens. All right, lid's up. Let's go to 600. Let's see what happens. All right, I can hear it dropping pellets. And wait for some smoke, and then once that gets going, we'll close the lid, and we'll see how long it takes us to get to 600. All right, something's burning. We shut the lid. We'll see how long it takes us. It was about 12 minutes to hit 600 degrees, and the thing's smoking a lot because it's burning off some of that grease off the bottom that I cleaned out. But I'm gonna let it run and see what happens.
So as you can see, it's not that difficult to put in. I'd say it took me about an hour, but I was playing around with the camera, moving things. I used a couple extra tools, nut driver, and my own torque screw wrench, because the one they give you is kind of a pain in the ass. But really, it's pretty simple to do, and I just wanted to give you sort of an idea of what you're facing if you're going to do it. So until next time, guys. We'll be doing some more EX6 videos, but if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later, guys.